Welcome! I am Malov Drak, and this is my domain. We are reading Chapter 8 of Prisoner of Insanity by Death is Inevitable. The chapter is titled, Just Who Is He? Now, let us begin. The man, now quiet, held your hand tightly as you approached his home. He unlocked the door and yawned and let himself and you in, locking the door behind him, which had 10 deadbolts, by the way, and brought you to a room, gave you a little push, and locked the door behind you. You stared around. The room was nicer than the basement before, though it was plain, and actually had a bed. Good. With a sleepy sigh, you lied on the bed and fell asleep. The next morning, you were woken by a sweet scent. You remained in bed knowing that you couldn't really leave the room, and just thought. You were in school, and you were kidnapped. Watching your stupid classmates die was sort of fun, but being kidnapped was not. And that basement. Horrible. The bank was terrifying, but deep down you sort of enjoyed it. You actually had a slight urge to join him. Groaning and sitting up, you tried to keep your thoughts normal. What about Oliver? What did you think of him? Oliver. He was cute, but also scary. His face you liked, but his eyes, while mesmerizing, also scared you. Especially any time a ring appeared, or multiple rings. But him, as a person, he seemed interesting. You just didn't know him well enough yet, though. But so far, he was okay. The door opened, and the sweet little murderer served you breakfast. How nice. He smiled at you and sat at the foot of your bed. At least he wasn't killing you. Though you stared at the food. What if it was poisoned, like the rest? It's not, he assured you, simply reading your thoughts. Seemingly reading your thoughts. Don't worry. He sounded calm enough, so was that a good thing? Hesitantly at first you began eating, though a bit self-conscious since he was watching you. But it was so delicious, and you hadn't eaten in a while, so you finished it quickly, somehow not picking out. The aftertaste left a strange taste on your tongue, however. You glanced at Oliver's face. Oh my God, did he do something to the food? He did, didn't he? There was a wicked little smirk on his face. Oh goodness, what did he do? Your thoughts trailed back to the basement with the dead bodies. You almost barfed. A darn cannibal. Do you like it? He asked in a sickly sweet voice, a single ring forming. What did you put in it? You whispered, provoking a laugh from him. Nothing much, dearie. Oh, so he was calling you dearie now. What were you, a couple from the 50s? This man, his ways were strange, and you had no idea why he just fed you human blood. Why would he do that? To make you sick? That didn't seem his intention. But what could it be? Just who is this Oliver? We are moving on to Chapter 9, Mr. Gentleman and His Tea. Yes, he was still British, and British, according to his twin, meant tea, scones, gentlemanness, and not to mention the eyebrows. And geez, that Oliver was one weird gentleman. Hello, darling, he said, peeking his head in your room. He sounded like those rich American men from 50s TV show. You can imagine him saying something like, Dolly, get me a cigar, would ya? But disappointingly, he didn't say that. He was acting gentleman, which was weird because usually when Americanized guys act gentlemen, they put on a British accent. He already had an accent, and he was putting on the American one. Why? You had no idea. So, he said, continuing in the strange tone, would you join me for tea, dearie? There was again that nice British accent. You shrugged. Does it have blood in it? He laughed and didn't reply. Oh God, it probably did. His blue eyes stared into yours, the single ring glowing. So? You shrugged and he held out his arm like you were going to go to prom or something. Laughing a little, you took it, and he led you to his kitchen, pulled out a chair for you, and sat down. You shrugged and sat down. He pushed the tea towards you, grinning immensely. Great. Now you couldn't refuse, could you? Forcing a smile, you pressed the cup to your lips and pretended to drink from it. You placed the cup down and unconsciously licked your lips. The irony taste was much more noticeable than this. Oh God, you wouldn't have to finish it, would you? He smiled at you, though his eyes burned into yours. Oh great, so you had to, huh? The second time you actually drank some. You forced down the rest while he grinned at you. But after a while, in fact, it wasn't too bad. It was a bit numb, but at the last drop you realized it wasn't so bad. In fact, you actually liked it. We're moving on to chapter 10. What fun! Reclusive he was, like most psycho-murderers, but that totally clashed with his personality. He must have been lonely, so lonely, and then he found you. Maybe that was why he had taken you. Loneliness can drive a man to do many things. So thank God he only kidnapped a student. Thank God it wasn't something else. These thoughts had turned from serious to sarcastic. You sighed. Name, dear, Oliver called, hints of insanity etched deep within his tone. What? You called back. He popped his head into your room. Guess what? No case! He exclaimed. Gosh, you hated it when people do that. I don't know, just tell me. Case! He whined and you sighed. You decided to kill yourself? Your voice dripped with sarcasm. No, better! He squealed. Oh, you're never going to guess what it is! If that's so, then why don't you tell me? Oh, fine. He was acting like a girl. Gosh. We're hosting a dinner party! Dinner party? Yes, Oliver must be very reclusive indeed. And a dinner party sounded great. Just great. Especially when you have to be hosting it with this cute weirdo. But something sounded off. Dinner? Well, dessert. He giggled. You thought so. So, he grabbed your arm and dragged you into the room, out of your room, and then grabbed your shoulders, turning you so you could see what was in the closet. And what was in the closet, anyway? Oh gosh, it was rubbish. That's what it was. Absolute rubbish. The garish colors almost blinded you. So you were wearing that to the desert party. Oh my gosh. No way. There was no way you could refuse him unless you wanted to die. You decided not to comment on that outfit. So, let's start cleaning the house, Oliver called, bounding down the halls. Huh? Why? 'Cause it's today, silly, he called back. Wait a second. There was a long pause. Why didn't you tell me about this now? We are moving on to chapter 11. Dessert party and a psycho with a temper. You stood in a bright blue and pink maid dress, shutting your eyes, wishing it was over already. Your eyes shut open and you sighed. Nope, hadn't even begun yet. You glanced over at Oliver, who was wearing his usual outfit. Oh, dearie, you look lovely, he sighed, and you felt the pink creep onto your cheeks. Going nice with your dress. This man, he was interesting indeed. The doorbell rang and you rushed over to get it. You wanted to hide behind something, but of course that would only anger the British man. You fidgeted a little bit before regaining your composure as the guests entered. It was a man looking similar to him, though with darker hair and green eyes. Welcome, brother, he said eerily. His brother glanced at you with a concerned expression before talking to a little green bunny that came out of nowhere. You squinted. Yep, that sounds just about right. You definitely weren't seeing things. Little by little, more people entered. A happy man that spoke rapid Italian, a man with glasses that spoke very loudly, and a man with red eyes accompanied by a teenage girl. The list went on and on. You plastered a smile the whole time, trying not to get nervous about the dress. Everyone seemed relaxed and happy, so you figured, why couldn't you do the same? Hey, a sudden whisper turned your attention towards Oliver's brother. Oh, hi, you replied, keeping that plastered smile. By now your cheeks were starting to hurt. What? I'm Martha, he said. Great. So what? Nice to meet you. So, are you in a relationship with Oliver? It was none of his darn business. No. Oliver looked at you seriously and fell back on his heels. So he took you then? You had no reply to that. It was none of his business anyway. You glanced nervously towards Oliver, who was glaring in your direction. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. No, 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 no. You could not do this. You quickly walked away from Oliver without acknowledging his question, but he quickly caught your arm to stop you. Seeing this, Oliver marched over there, the rings rapidly forming. You sucked a breath in once you saw all 5. What do you think you're doing? Oliver asked, his voice very out of tune. A silence followed his words as everyone stopped to listen. Oliver trailed off, sensing the danger. The light shut off, shrouding the room in a blanket of darkness. That's right, Oliver's voice whispered from the shadows. You could hear bodies fall to the ground, and slowly you backed up. You backed into someone. Him. I'll deal with you later, he whispered threateningly. You fell backwards as his presence disappeared, and the light clicked on, showering the room in light. Dead. Everyone was dead. He killed them all. You could smell them, and it sickened you. The threat ran through your mind as a shiver did. You turned around, looking for him, your heart racing. Oh, Oliver whined. Now no one's going to eat the cupcakes. Everyone's dead. We can eat them, you suggested, or sell them. No, 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 that wouldn't work, he snapped. No, and I can't believe I killed them. I was going to kill them later. Wait, why can't we eat them? You asked quizzically, completely forgetting. Why, name, the cupcakes were poisoned, of course. I'm going to end it there. That was chapters 8 through 11. Right? That was 8? Yeah, that was 8. 8 through 11. I'm forgetting numbers. This is exciting. I want to read more, but I'm out of time. So, what do you guys think of the story so far? I really want to know what your thoughts are. Again, this is written by Death is Inevitable. I will leave all links to the story and her profile in the description below. And please suggest more fanfiction. I really need some for whenever this runs out. I mean, there are a butt ton of chapters, but they are going to run out eventually. And I do need more to share with you. Well, you will have shared them with me, but I need more to talk. No, I need more to read. That's it. That's the words I'm looking for. Just like and subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you in the next reading, and have fun!